At Man City Fan TV, we're really pleased to promote this wonderful sketchwork, artwork by a lady called Leslie Ross. You can follow Leslie on Twitter at 111Leslie111 and also follow her on Facebook and Twitter at 9320art. Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, what this is a collaboration with We Are Tottenham TV. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the return leg in the Champions League with Spurs on Wednesday night at the Etihad Stadium. So what we did was Ben sent me over some questions and I sent over some questions to Ben like we normally do when we do fan collaborations. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to answer Ben's questions. And anyway, this is his first one. His first one to Man City Fan TV was, do you still consider Man City to be favourites for the tie? Yes, to put it sort of bluntly, I do. Being at the Etihad, being it only 1-0, and yeah, I think we're really solid at home. I thought it was a great game last week, and we didn't play particularly well. Obviously, we missed the penalty with Sergio Aguero, saved by Lloris. But I think back at our ground, we're dominant. We're pretty dominant, and 1-0. I think it's going to be pretty tight, and it will all depend on if we were to get an early goal, we could go on and win it by 2 or 3. But if you were to get an early goal, cat amongst the pigeon time, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But favourites for the tie, I would suggest we're possibly just favourites because we're at home.
Hi guys, Ben from We Are Tottenham TV here to preview the massive Champions League quarter-final second leg at the Etihad on Wednesday night. I'm here to answer Andy's questions of the opposition preview. Check over to our channel, We Are Tottenham TV, to see Andy answering my questions, but let's get straight into it. First question, do I think Spurs will adopt the same approach at the Etihad, to stay solid and try hit us on a break? Yeah, to be fair, Andy, I think it's our only option. I think you saw in the first leg, I thought we played it more or less to perfection after the penalty anyway. If that penalty goes in, I think it's a completely different tie. But luckily, Hugo Lloris saves it. And after that, I think we played the game pretty much to perfection. I thought we exploited your weaknesses, especially at left back with Heung-min Son completely kind of running riot. But I think we got to play a similar game. I think if we sit back too much, then you're going to just pump us, and you'll eventually get those goals. But having said that, if we go out and attack you, then I think you can just pick us off. You've got the tools to hurt us anyway we play, so I think we got to keep it solid and just hit you on the counter-attack as and when we can. I think that's our only option where we're going to find joy. Obviously, I think you're if not the best team in Europe. I think it's a toss-up between you and Barcelona at the moment. But if we can get that early goal, obviously you're going to need 3 goals. So I think it'll be tough for you if we get the early goal. But if you get the early goal, then we're going to have to be backs against the wall for pretty much 90 minutes. So I think we're going to have to keep it tight like we did in the first leg and can hit you on the counter-attack.
Question 2 from Ben was, where are Man City's weaknesses? Well, I think you exposed them, certainly in the first leg. And that's always been at the moment. We're a little bit vulnerable at left back. And we were really surprised when Delph was selected last week. We couldn't believe it, considering that he's coming back from an injury, not played very much this season. Had a wonderful season at left back last year. But Zinchenko has been our #1 pick because Ben Mendy's been out. And Zinchenko's been superb. But both Delph and Zinchenko, on occasions this season, have been found out with balls going to the back post and switching off for a second and allowing a player to run behind the back of them. So that would be our weaknesses. But we saw yesterday Ben Mendy was back and had a really impressive game against Palace. So other than that, I always say it, the one other thing with Man City is complacency. But in the run into the end of the season and the competitions that we're still involved with, the FA Cup final, obviously we've got the second leg against you guys on Wednesday night, and obviously we're in the fight with Liverpool for the title. I don't think Pep will allow it, and I don't, I would say, like, I would agree with what Pep said. You know, at 0-0, your options are, you know, twofold. Do you go for it? Do you sit back? You know, where at 1-0, we know what we've got to do. So I think Pep will have them right up for this game on Wednesday night. But we'll see who plays left back. That is, for me, the one potential problem area that we've identified. And when we've conceded goals, a number of them have come from those balls to the back post. But apart from that, not many other weaknesses, mate.
And second question, will you miss Harry Kane? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? As you saw when Harry Kane last got injured, we actually won every single game when Harry Kane was out. And when he came back in the side, then our form actually started to drop. And there's question marks over if Harry Kane can play with Heung-min Son as well. That's a lot of questions fans are asking at the moment. I think the fan base is pretty much split 50-50 in this question, because a lot of fans are saying that we play a lot more fluid up front, we're a lot more fast up front without the focal point of Kane. I'm actually one that agrees with that narrative. But on the flip side, obviously Harry Kane, one of the best strikers in Europe, one of the best strikers in England captain, gets us a minimum of 25 goals a season. So it's a difficult one. Me personally, I think we're more fluid up front without Kane. But having said that, I do appreciate Harry Kane's input into the team and his goals. But recently, I think we've been better without Harry Kane.
And Ben's third question was, do you think the Harry Kane team have a chance without Harry Kane? I think Pep came out last week in his presser and sort of, somebody had asked him that in his press conference before the first leg, and he said, I think it was misconstrued or misunderstood what he actually meant by that. I don't think he meant any disrespect to Pochettino and Spurs themselves, but would I prefer Harry Kane being out and not playing? Absolutely. He's a top-class striker. But then again, you've got Son, and Son's somebody who I definitely rate. So I'd rather have him out of the team against us on Wednesday night than in the team, let's put it that way, because on his day, he can be devastating. So we'll see. But you've got Mora came in, and I think he did get a hat-trick, I think, at the weekend. And Son, obviously, we know he's a very dangerous player anyway. So it might just be a little change of formation for you guys. But yeah, I'd rather have him out than in, if I'm honest.
And the third question, which two City players would I take to keep us in the top four? Now, that's a bit of a cheeky question, because me personally, I think we're going to finish in the top four anyway this season. I think we're better than United and Arsenal at the moment. I think we've got a better run of fixtures than them anyway. But I take your point of the question, and the two players I would take are, the first one is actually Kyle Walker. I'll take him back just because our right-hand side has looked really weak since he's gone. I don't think Trippier's not good enough, I don't think. And Serge Aurier, he's always got question marks about, you know, he's very rash and his defensive qualities sometimes aren't the best and gives away too many fouls. So I would take Kyle Walker, because I think the dynamic duo, we used to have a Walker on the right-hand side and Danny Rose on the left-hand side. We just haven't had that dynamic pace on the flanks, and that was such an important part of our play when they were there. So I would take Kyle Walker. And the second player I would take would be Kevin De Bruyne, because I just think he is a magician. I think he is sensational. I know he hasn't hit the heights of last season, this season, because of injuries and whatnot, but I just think he's absolutely sensational, one of the best players in the Premier League.
And Ben's fourth question to me was, will Man City win the quadruple this season? One word, no. I think we've said it all, certainly on our channel, we've said it all season. I don't think City will win the quadruple. I think we'll probably get a treble, and I'm pretty confident of that. I think we potentially will win the league. I think we'll win the FA Cup, and we've already won the Carabao Cup and the Community Shield. So, but quadruple, as in with the Champions League, no. I think we'll miss out, and I don't know why. I think City fans, I mean, I'm old school, so City fans, old school City fans in particular, would rather have the back-to-back Premier League, because it's over 38 games. It proves consistency throughout the season. The Champions League is very much like the FA Cup. It's a cup competition, and you only need to have a really, really bad day, and that could be Wednesday night. We could have an awful day and we're out, that's it. Or, as we saw with the Liverpool quarter-final last year, you know, a couple of very dodgy decisions by the referee or ref's assistant, and that's it. I mean, in the return leg, we should have been 2-0 up at half-time. We were absolutely cruising, but then a disallowed goal, which for offside, which wasn't offside. Then you've got the, you know, the goal that's rebounded off Milner, and then, you know, sometimes in cup competitions you get a day where it just doesn't go for you, or your team actually don't turn up and don't play very well. So for me, no, we've said it all season. It's the reason why nobody's done it. It's so difficult, especially a Premier League team, because we don't have that winter break where there's rest and everything else. And with all these internationals, these friendlies and things like that, it's just too many games for the players. So if we did it, it would just be a phenomenal achievement. But I can't see it. I think it'll be a domestic treble for me.
Question number 4. If we beat you on Wednesday, can we win the Champions League? I tell you what, I really think we can. I think beating you will give us the confidence to beat anyone, because like I said before in a previous question, I think you are definitely in the top 2, if not the best side in Europe. So I think if we can beat you, that will fill us with the confidence to go beat anyone. Looking at the draw, if we do beat you, we got Juventus or Ajax in the semi-final. We've got unfinished business with Juventus from last season, and I think we can beat Ajax. Obviously, they're a great side and they beat Real Madrid and whatnot, but I think if we do beat you, then we've got a great chance of going all the way.
And Ben's final question is what's the score prediction for Wednesday night? I think City will win it by 2 goals. So I don't know, could possibly be 2-0 or 3-1, but I think if we were to get an early goal, we could go on and it could be a comfortable night. But you get an early goal, it's going to be a very, very difficult game, and then obviously the longer it goes on and you're still 1-0 up in the tie, then yeah, you know, it could, who knows, it could go all the way. But I hate saying it, but I'm a little bit confident that we'll win by 2 goals on Wednesday night. What way round that'll be, I don't know.
And finally, what is my score prediction? Oh, well, I think this game could go either way really, but I'm very, very wary of Man City's qualities and what they can bring to the table. I think, as I said before, I think they're one of the best teams, if not the best team in Europe. I think Pep Guardiola is going to have you bang at it for this game, and if you do score early, then I do fear the worst. So, having said that, I think if we get an early goal, then anything's possible, really. I think you're going to need 3 goals, and it's a tough ask, especially if we play the way we did on Tuesday night in the first leg. Toby and Jan got to be at their utmost best if we're going to keep you out by a minimum of 2 goals. I think Trippier's going to have to have a similar game, because he's been found out of the Etihad a few times now. I was quite surprised when Leroy Sané wasn't in the squad, wasn't in the starting lineup, because he's had such a good time against Trippier in the past. So I'm expecting him to play, and I'm expecting you to be bang at it on Wednesday night. But having said that, I'm going for 2-1 win to Man City, which meaning Tottenham to go through on the away goal ruling, and with any like Moussa Sissoko to get our goal, because he really deserves it, my player of the year. But yeah, there you have it. I'm going for a 2-1 win. Big thank you to Ray and Andy for having me on the channel for the opposition preview. Check back to our channel, We Are Tottenham TV, where you can see Andy answering our questions. Yeah, but head over to We Are Tottenham TV, give us a subscribe, and thank you again for having us on. See you next time.
But anyway, listen, I want to say a massive thank you to Ben from We Are Tottenham TV for inviting us on your channel, and hope you enjoyed the video. What I'm going to do is we'll put a shout out on our particular video below, and go over and check out Ben and the lads from We Are Tottenham TV. Good luck on Wednesday night. We had a chat earlier, and chances are with you getting a coach going straight after the game back to London, chances are we might not be able to meet up, but we will meet you on Saturday, and we'll have a chat on camera all about what happens on Wednesday night and what happened at the game on Saturday. That's upcoming this weekend. So anyway, guys, Sandy from Man City Fan TV. Take care, and we'll see you soon.